till you struggle. I know you want to be beautiful like the butterfly, but you forget he came out of a cocoon. A cocoon is next to death. Bump your neighbor, says, I ain't ready to die, Bishop. I ain't ready to die. But you are ready to flutter. See, the problem is we want to flutter, but we don't want to go through the cocoon. You can go through the cocoon when you know that what comes after the cocoon. I'm preaching to myself. Suffering shapes you to focus on his power. You cannot smell the fragrance of perfume without someone crushing some flowers. You don't know the beauty of the rose until the petals have been crushed. Suffering helps to surrender your will. It's quiet in here. Share it. Can you just say share it? It's not for you to carry by yourself. When you get on your knees tonight, I want you to write down the thing. Who am I preaching to right now? Write down the thing you're suffering. Write it down. When you're on your knees by your bedside, write it down and say, here, God, I'm going to sleep. Here, God, I'm going to sleep. I can't carry this any longer. God took us through when we built this sanctuary. Now, you thought you went through. Let me say that again. You thought you went through. Who was at the head of this thing? You just came here on a Wednesday and a Sunday. I come to work here. Yeah, folk talking, they ain't talking about you, they talking about me. And so I learned something about suffering. I learned that I can't carry this by myself. Because every time I feel like I'm carrying it by myself, it gets too heavy for me to carry. My family carrying it. We carrying it day in, day out. And the Lord taught us something about suffering. I'm going to write this down. And here you got this, God. Every time I think we get just a little bit ahead, then I get some bad news. Can I preach it like I feel it up in here? Every time I think we got this thing squared away, then something else happens. Just when I think, oh, everything is squared away, everything is knocked down, nailed down, everything is good to go, then somebody rolls in with something else bad to say. Now, how are you going to get up on a Sunday and talk to people and tell them that God is going to do something when you ain't seen him do nothing all week? Can I preach it like I feel it? You got to share your suffering. Because if you keep pulling it to yourself, you will find out, what am I going to do? Look, why don't I just check out of this thing? See, every now and then, there are lessons that he teaches you. And there's a lesson that he taught me and he taught this church. You want to hook up with some folk that know how to go through, hook up with New Life. Come on, slap your neighbor high five. Say, you want to hook up with some folk that know how to make it when things are falling apart? Hook up with this church. You want to hook up with some folk that says when everything is falling apart and everybody running their mouths, you want to hook up and say, I know how to suffer. I know how to go through. I know how to share it. Now, if you want a nice, easy life and everything is roses and ain't nothing going on wrong with you, then maybe we ain't for you. But if you run up on some hell, we your church. Come on, slap your neighbor high five. Say, we know what that feels like, baby.